They have a list of 20 candidates. They've interviewed 11 and they have 9 that they've requested.
Before we even get started on this pros and cons of our top coaching candidates, how do you feel about the Bears leaving no stone unturned, so to speak?
I hate it. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. And there's also a word that there's interest in speaking to Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame. So
what does that mean?
They're interested in interviewing him. So if they do, then we're up to 21. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with being like, this is such a major decision. We've got to get it right. There's nothing wrong with that. But right now, it just seems like we're clueless and just, I don't know if they're trying to gather data and that's why they're doing so many interviews. I don't know if they want to make it seem like, oh, we're no stone unturned. We're going to make sure we dot our T's and cross our I's. But it really looks like you don't know what you're looking for. It really looks like you don't know what you're doing. I don't know. I don't prefer it. I think if I was a candidate, I would be turned off by that. Do you know what you want? Do you know what you're looking for? Do you know who it is? And is it me? Because if it ain't me, cool. And I'm going to get into that when we go through our choices. I think that may factor in with someone. It just looks like we're clueless and we want to look like we know what we're doing. Like I've said about polls before, and I don't know, this could be Warren polls. I don't really know how this dynamic is going. He tries to and wants to come off like he's just playing 6D chess, that he's, just so cerebral and we're just doing things. So, and it really comes off looking like we don't know what we're doing and we're clueless. So I'm not a fan of it. Maybe some people feel like, no, we should be interviewing this many people. Woo. I mean, I can see maybe, but it looks like we don't know what we're doing to me.
I can agree with that thought process, or at least that viewpoint, because for one, the Bears have a history of not knowing what they're doing, right? Especially this iteration of the Bears. Like you said, Ryan Poles, he's already played his best cards already, and he came up busted as if he was playing blackjack.
Tiddlywinks.
Can you go busted playing tiddlywinks?
I don't even know. I don't know how to play tiddlywinks. Do I look like I gotta play tiddlywinks? It just sounds like a kid game, which I think it is.
Isn't tiddlywinks like jacks? Isn't that the same thing?
Oh, when you bounce the ball and pick up the jack? Is that what it is? Then you can't bust. You can miss. I don't know.
I gotta look up tiddlywinks now. But in any case, this iteration, this regime of the Bears, they've already shown in the past that they do not have the foresight necessary to execute the best plan forward. We saw that with the last coaching search when we set it on Eberflus, and Eberflus was hired before Ryan Poles was actually hired, and Ryan Poles said that was the guy I wanted to hire, even though he didn't even interview him.
He had to say that. What else was he gonna say? I highly doubt that was the guy. How do you know that's the guy you wanted to hire? You weren't even involved in the hiring process. I mean, I feel like you got to say that coming in to have that vote of confidence for him. But how could that be true?
This goes back to something I'm going to say later on in the show about a con of one of the top candidates. Ryan Poles has a history, and we saw this on Hard Knocks. He has a history with Matt Eberflus. And we saw a lot of things on Hard Knocks. He has a history with a lot of guys that did not fit the Bears, as it turned out. Beatles Jones being one of them, Ryan Bates another guy, so on and so forth.
And can you really have top list if you got 21 people? If you interview, can you really say we got a top list? Not us, talking about it, but I'm talking about, can the organization say we have a top list when you're interviewing 21 people? Like if you're an inside candidate for a job, right? And they put the job out because they just need to put the job out. Okay, cool. You understand that. But you think I'm a front runner. I'm in there. You think they may interview 2 or 3 more people. But if you see the interview list and you see 21 names on that list, you're not going to feel like, well, damn, maybe I'm not. Maybe they not sold on me. Maybe they don't know what they're looking for. Like, why are they interviewing this many people? I don't know. It's just goofy to me, but
on the other side of that, right? And you have experience in this because you do hiring in your professional day to day. One, it's really punishment for Poles because he didn't do this last time. You wanted your boy hired, right? So now you got to make sure you do the work this time around. You got to talk to everybody before you actually settle in on who the best candidate is. Well, that's one thing. Two, when you're doing hiring, there's a lot of candidates. You can cut the list down by people that don't meet your qualifications, right? You can cut the list off by right there. But everyone that meets the qualifications, you do want to talk to them because you want to find out who is the best person for this task that you need handled. And the last thing for the Bears in particular, and this goes right back to the Eberflus hire and everything else surrounding that. The Bears need to talk to everybody. For one, because they need to have a varied approach or a varied idea of the best way forward. How the best way to develop Caleb Williams, best way to get this culture turned around. You can't just talk to 5 people to get that best answer. You got to talk to everybody. And you're going to have to whittle that list down and have your second interviews and third interviews and so on and so forth. The process has to be different this time. And I'm at least appreciative, even though it's long-winded, I'm at least appreciative that the process is more involved this time around.
Okay. I mean, just hoping for the best results. So if this process or this, these steps get us the best results, then I'm all for it. It just seems a little, we don't know what we're doing, in my opinion, but hey.
They could definitely come off that.
I hope they proving me wrong. I really hope they proving me wrong.
I hope so as well.
Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say 3 things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.